I wrote this song because Tom Napper and I, there's a picture of us here, look. That's me and Tom. Very pleased to see that we're up on the... That's the first time it's ever happened, actually. Since I've been on the folk circuit, I've turned up to find a picture of myself on the wall. It always used to be Tom. They go, oh, look, there's me in 1970. Oh, there's me in 1960. There's me in 1843. So, yes, great. Tom Napper and I, anyway, we have a touring show which we take round village halls. And it's called Island Slices, and it features only songs, tunes and stories from the very smallest of the British Isles. And the first time we took it down to Devon, they were a bit miffed because we hadn't got a song about any of the many Devonian islands. Well, there's Berg Island, I think there's a rock with a bit of grass on it, and of course there's Lundy. And so I said, well, I've been to Lundy. Catherine and I went down there, we stayed in the Old Light, lovely place. But the only stories I knew about Lundy were shipwreck songs, and I've got a lot of shipwreck songs already. So I wasn't too keen to write another one. But then a chap from the West Country, a marvellous songwriter called Henry Clements, reminded me that when the Montague slammed into Lundy one foggy evening, there was no loss of life, so I wouldn't have to write another weepy. There was massive incompetence on the skipper, on the part of the skipper, who thought he'd hit the Devon coast near Hartland Point, no idea where he was at all. And even greater incompetence on the part of the salvaging authorities, who completely failed to refloat what was then the pride of the British Navy. It had just landed on a rock called the Shutter Rock, and it was sitting there. There's plenty of photographs of it sitting there looking perfectly all right. And they spent ages and a fortune, and all they did was knock it off the rock into the deep water where it lies to this day. In fact, it's a marine park. You can go down, you've got scuba gear, and swim around it if you want to. So I thought, maybe I could write a slightly less serious song. But it wasn't until Henry told me the name of the skipper I pricked up my ears. The skipper's name was Captain Thomas Adair. That's a good name for a captain in a folk song for a start off. But I know the Adair family. There was a Charles Adair on the Victory at Trafalgar. He was the last man to be killed before Nelson. And I know this because my family are married to the Adairs. My cousin is Alan Adair, and he is indeed in the Navy, and he's done very well for himself. He's risen to the rank of Commodore, which is very nearly an admiral. We're very proud of him, so I rang him up. Hello, Alan, I said. Oh, hello, Tom. I'm thinking of writing a song about Lundy. Oh, God. There was a ship there called the Montague. Yes, I know all about it. Captain's name was Thomas Adair. Yes, I know. Yeah, terrible incompetence, and just dreadful. Yes, I know. And he's not a relation of yours, is he? Yes! It was years before they'd let me have my own battleship. So this is for my cousin Alan. Well, we sailed upon the Montague one sunny morn in May, the finest ship afloat, the most expensive anyway. With shiny guns and gadgets she had cost £1 million, which is why it was so tragic when he ran the thing aground. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. Now I thought you'd join in with that.
We didn't want it.
Try next time. We were working with the wireless, our skipper's latest toy, calling all the way to Cornwall, Montague ahoy, when suddenly there's a juddering and a shuddering and a shock. Well, bugger me, he shunted her upon the Shutter Rock. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. Good. Well, the water filled the wireless room, so that's no bloody use. The skipper tells me lower a boat and take a little cruise. The Hartland light is but a mile along this Devon shore. Tell 'em send a man to ride and fetch a ship to pull us clear. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. So I said, we need a healthy horse to summon the alarm. How far is it from Hartland to the nearest decent farm? The keeper shrugged his shoulders and he smiled a little smile. Well, before you find a farm, you'll have to swim for 20 mile. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. Well, the salvage of the Montague became a national joke. Even barges from Bermuda couldn't make the bugger float. Though they spent another fortune, it was all to no avail. So Adair goes for court-martial and presumably to jail. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. Well, they had him on the Victory to shear him of his pips. Said you simply can't be trusted not to scupper any more ships. So we're promoting you to Admiral to protect us from your flaws. They really did that. And now he's in the House of Commons where he's making up the laws. And I dare say Adair is a decent sort of chap, but he struggled to check his reckoning, never troubled to study the map. In the middle of his fiddling and a twiddling with his dial, the mighty Montague met the middle of Lundy Isle. Well, son, thank you.